Okay, hello everybody. Happy Friday. Please give me a thumbs up and let me know if you can hear the sound. There were a few little issues beginning today. I'm Nicole. Welcome to my weekly Friday paper crafting live. Today we're simulcasting with Hero Arts on both channels. So wherever you're visiting from, I'm so happy to see you here. Just let me know if the sound is okay or not, because I had a little boo-boo in my setup. Let's see, where's the... No, so Teresa, I did post on my YouTube channel that I was not able to do the premiere today. Altenew asked me to push that, to postpone it until maybe next week due to an issue with product and not being in stock. So you are not missing it. And I will post a new updated schedule. We'll make sure we put it in our email newsletter. We'll make sure that we put that up on YouTube when I can do that. I took it all down because I didn't want it to accidentally go up. So thank you for asking. Hello. Okay, good. I'm so glad everything is good today. I'm okay with the music not playing at the beginning, but I'm not okay with you guys not being able to hear me. And my friends are funny texting me, so good to know. Okay, so I'm super excited to be here today. I want to let you know that Hero Arts did send me the products from the Vintage Vinyl collection to use in today's live. All opinions are my own. Super excited about all of the July releases from Hero Arts. On Tuesday, I went live and I shared some fun cards and tags. If you have not had a chance to see that from the Home from the Holidays collection, I'll have Brendan pop a link to that live replay here in the chat, and definitely go check out those products. You guys know I love Christmas crafting, so super excited about that whole release. Now, Vintage Vinyl. Vintage Vinyl came out and was part of the stamp along. So if you're thinking to yourself and you took the Hero Arts holiday stamp along in 2025 and you think, those products look familiar, and Nicole, didn't you have a class with those? Yes, I did. There are new add-ons now, so I'm really excited about those, and I have lots of fun ideas to share with you, and we are just going to dive in and get started with all of those. I'm going to walk you through the Vintage Vinyl collection first, and then we are going to start making some fun cards. And I didn't focus on Christmas with my card making. However, I do have my cards from last year's stamp along, and I do have a brand new card. I made it off camera, but I'm going to pull it in and show that to you guys as well, just to showcase some more ideas for this collection. I always love when companies build on things that they already have out so that it just breathes in new life into those products. Oh, good. So said you did the stamp along, but so excited about the add-on. That makes me so happy. Awesome. Oh, thank you, Hero Arts. By the way, Hero Arts is here in the chat today, so please give Hero Arts some love. And just saying, this year's stamp along is going to go on sale pretty soon, and you are not going to want to miss out. Absolutely so excited. I will be teaching again this year. I think they've even put out the fun little teaser today that I did. 2 truths and a crafty lie. See if you can guess which the lie is, and we'll let you know a little bit later. Okay. Let's see. Joan says she shouldn't watch this because she knows she's going to want the whole collection. Okay, so let's just pop down here, and first I'm going to show you my cards from the stamp along last year. So the first thing is I have this cute little pocket. I use the Have a Cool Yule sentiment, use stencils, stamps, all the things, and then it has a little pull out here, and it's a little record, of course. There we go. And I did it two-sided because you could write on it. Now, I think I mentioned this during the Stamp Along class, so if you were in the Stamp Along class last year, you may have heard me say this. I'm going to do it this year because I didn't do it last year. I think if you do any kind of scrapbooking, memory keeping, planner, December daily, any of those kinds of things, you're going to want this cute little record player sleeve and record. Imagine like printing off or writing all of your favorite holiday songs on the back of here. or maybe you do multiples, you do a whole scrapbook page layout about your favorite holiday songs. I think it would be really cute and kind of an interactive element. That's just one idea. Obviously, it's super cute on its own. You can tuck this on the front of a card. Really, really fun. The other thing I did part of my class last year was this card here, and I did a 2-for-1 because die cutting our large record, I got 2 and I thought, well, we're not going to waste those pieces, so I just did 2 cards. You can see that it looks like a snippet of a vinyl record playing, and so cute. Really, really, really fun. Top 10 memories. I do love that, Leslie. Great idea. So let's talk about the new products, the old products, and all of the things. First up, brand new is the Solid Gold, which I absolutely love the name of this stamp set. And it is a sentiment stamp set made to work with all the products I'm going to show you here in a minute. But obviously we've got things like thank you, congrats, birthday. This makes this whole set usable all year long, which I appreciate and love. There are coordinating dies for all of your sentiments. They cut nice and tight and close, you guys, which I don't know about you guys, but I totally love. And so you can use these with or without the other product, but really, really cute. Lots of fun. You can see I'm missing a few. That's because we're going to be using them today, and they're already in my little craft stacks. The other new set is called Vintage Vinyl. Again, totally a great name. Let's find something white to put this against. There we go. And this one has our solid gold. It has, oh, maybe I have these in the wrong thing. I do. I'm so sorry, guys. This is Vintage Vinyl. I put them in the wrong storage envelope after I was done prepping. You just ignore me. So, Vintage Vinyl, Solid Gold. They are absolutely amazing. Mix and match, work fabulous together, and both have coordinating dies for all of the different sentiments. So, so good. Okay, let's put them in the right thing next time. Haha. Okay, those are the new add-ons. Let's talk about the original release. So we have the Drop the Needle, which this is the set of dies I used for this card in last year's Stamp-Along, which gives us our huge vinyl record, the arm of our record player, all of the little things. And there are coordinating dies for, stencils as well. We are going to use those today. Here's a look at what that die set looks like. Really awesome. Lots of fun ways to use this. This stencil will work on the little half part of the label for your record. I'm not using that one today, but I love that there's the option. The other one will give some nice texture to our record itself, and I am going to use that one. And you can see that I used it on these records as well. I bought the set of 2, not realizing they came with dies. I was so ecstatic to see them. Leslie said, "Isn't that amazing? Don't you love when you get it and you're like, oh my gosh, there's dies." I'm so happy. Okay, this is the record collection. This is the one with the pocket that I was showing you here at the beginning of the video. It has our record and it has the pocket. Now, the pocket could be used for other things too. Don't be limited just by thinking you have to use it with the record. It's a really great size. In this die set, we do get the pocket. We get the amazing record and then the label to put on the center of our record. Then there are some stamp sets from last year. I have the Feeling Festive and Wishing You. I'm actually only going to use the Wishing You today. Well, I'm not going to use it. I'm going to show you another card example made with it today. And they do have coordinating dies. And then the Have a Cool Yule set is just a great sentiment anyway. I did use it on this project. I'm not using it today, but I did want to show it to you. So there is a little walk through our vintage vinyl collection so far. Hello. Let's see. Sandy says this is really cute. I had lots of 45s records as a teenager. Yes, I used to. So here's a fun fact. My dad had tons of 45s, and I I had a little record player that I loved when I was little, and I used to love going through my dad's old vinyl record collection of his little 45s, and then my parents actually had a ton of vinyl records when I was little, and I loved the Christmas ones. The Mormon Tabernacle Choir was my favorite one. When I was a little kid, I loved getting that out at Christmas time, so that's a really fun memory for me. So I think a lot of us have those kinds of fun memories. See. Hello, everybody. You haven't done your holiday cards yet, but excited to see the expanded. That is okay if you haven't done your holiday cards yet. Now, you guys know if you come here that you're probably going to see some additional products. So I am going to show you what else I am mixing in today, and I'll show you how I'm using it. The Festive Floral Mix from Spellbinders. This is a brand new July release. I am going to be using some of these in that bonus card I'm going to show you after we do our first card. Then I also did pull out the Season's Greetings. I used this in my Tuesday evening live. This is from Home for the Holidays. You can use it with the Sentiment Strips die from Hero Arts. And I was like, I bet you I can utilize some of those extra strips I have left over. And sure enough, I was able to. I also pulled out the 3D embossing folder of the month for Spellbinders, and I love this Christmas text, so I will be showing you that for the Christmas version. And then for all of those non-Christmas versions, I wanted some additional florals because the Christmas card actually inspired all of the other designs I'm going to show you today, but I wanted non-Christmas themed cards. So I've got Petal Fresh from Spellbinders. I thought the size and scale of these florals was great. I also pulled out the January 26 die of the month, the Sunny Stems, for some additional florals. And, of course, the Hero Arts Script Bold Print, a reliable old favorite. I love this one so much. I use it all of the time. Let's see. Leslie says the sleeve is a great pocket for scrapbooks and mini albums. Yes, absolutely. So we are going to be creating a 5x7 card first. And I really feel like a lot of the products in this release specifically lend themselves really well to a 5x7 card. I'm going to show both in today's live, but this first card we definitely are going to do 5x7, and we're going to do a birthday themed card. So what I'm going to, and I guess I have one additional product I have here with my stuff I forgot to tell you. I do have the Whimsical Skies embossing folder that we're going to use for our background. So you can see I've got some records, I've got some sentiments, and we're going to build all of the things for this card. Let's see, all the scratches and skips on the records. Jill said, yes, for sure. When my parents moved to Arizona a few years ago, I think they got rid of all of those. I remember at the time they asked if I wanted any and I said no. And I'm a little bit sad now that I didn't keep like a couple of my favorites, even though I don't even have a record player, although they're kind of back in style, aren't they? My daughter, a couple years ago, was it last year, Brendan? She really wants a record player. I don't know if she ever got one or not, but kind of still on the hunt for one. Let's see, Tabitha just got the Whimsical embossing folder. Oh yeah, it's so good. So one of the reasons I love the circle shape of this, I know it's meant to kind of look like wind maybe or something. It goes with the whole Whimsical collection, but I think it's gonna look amazing for our records. So we're gonna go ahead and emboss a 5x7 sheet of Seaside cardstock first. And let's just move this over. It is a 3D embossing folder, so you're going to want to use your sandwich that works with your die cutting machine for a 3D embossing folder. Oh yeah, Brendan says that she still that his sister still wants that record player and she still doesn't have one. I'm sure she's waiting for the Santa fairy to bring it to her. And yes, that would be me. Okay. This is the cutest set, Donna said. It really is. I mean, Hero Arts has completely knocked it out of the park with their 3 new collections for July. Okay, So here is our background. I always love a good seaside background. I don't know about you guys, but it's always a winner. And I think before we start our records for this, I am going to use a little bit of the sparkle splatter effects. And I think if I'm careful, I don't have to get my box out. I say that and I'll end up with it everywhere. The great thing about these Spellbinders applicators is I find they are a lot easier to control than my paintbrush. Just a little bit, and you'll notice I'm kind of concentrating. You probably can't even see it. I'll hold it up to the light here in a minute. On the right side, because we're going to put some records over here on the left. Just a little bit of sparkle in the background. It doesn't show great with my studio lights, but in real life it'll have that nice little shimmer. Seems like Sarah. Hi, Sarah! I was like, seems like Sarah. Don't I know you? I just spent all last weekend with you. Let's see. Do you spritz your cardstock with water before embossing? Tina asks. Great question. No, I don't normally. Now, sometimes if I have trouble with an embossing folder, not generally a 3D, if I'm using a 2D and I don't think that the impression's great, I will, but I don't do it very often. Pink and Main's embossing folders are really thin. I will use water with theirs, but I don't think with the Spellbinders ones, even the 2D, I don't use water, but you definitely can. Okay, let's move that aside and let's start working on some records. Oh, and I just stepped on a dog toy that Odin left right behind me. So sorry. Squeak, squeak. Sandy says only have problems when you use the black splatter. Yes, I would definitely agree. With the sparkle, I don't mind so much because it's not going to leave black blobs on anything. But yes, with the black, I almost always use my box. Okay, so let's talk about our records. And I have lots of them here. Let's grab out what we're using from the release so we can talk about it. So of course I have the record collection. I have 3 records cut. And then we're using the 2 new stamp sets. So vintage vinyl and solid gold. And I am mixing and matching. And you'll notice in both of these sets, there's lots of circular type of greetings. There are dies for those, but I'm actually going to stamp them directly on the labels for our records today. And we're going to do a little embossing. Leslie says dog toys everywhere. Yes, and literally, I thought this dog toy was upstairs, which is where it was, but I bet you he brought it down here and then dropped it right behind me when he realized I was going to do nothing fun for the next hour or couple hours. Nothing that he deems fun. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of butt the label up here in the top corner of my Misty, and I'm going to stamp each piece individually. So I've got for the record, and then You're an Absolute Legend that we're going to put on the bottom, and then we'll do the other 2 here in a minute. So this is the only one I'm using 2 sentiments on, but I kind of want this to look like a record collection that's maybe scattered out on the floor or something to that effect. Sandy says, give you the 60s and 70s. Love it. Yeah, so my dad's were probably a lot of 50s and 60s, I think. I used to love going through them. He had quite a collection. Wendy says her doodle perked up his ears when I stepped on the toy. Yeah, sorry for everyone with puppies. I did not know that was behind me. Okay, so we're going to stamp the little for the record there. Where did I put? Oh, and Odin came to retrieve that toy just now. It would have been nice if he had not left it there in the first place, huh? The magnet looks like the record player or looks like the arm on the record player. Yes, for sure. Okay, I'm just going to take the time to put my stamps away today so we don't accidentally lose them, because I don't want them to disappear that next time, which definitely can happen. So not only am I going to stamp them individually, I'm also going to emboss individually too. So I'm using just a little white embossing powder today. And again, I think this is the only one that I am using 2 sentiments on. You could just use one if you wanted to, especially depending on how everything goes together. Oops. Oh, my magnet totally grabbed my tweezers and knocked some of my embossing powder off of my sentiment. Let's make sure. I don't want that to be super light. Hi, Koi. Let me clean up that little area where my tweezers were. Amy says she loves those sentiment stamps. I do too. They're really fun, and I couldn't pick, so I picked a bunch of them. Monica had a Fisher-Price record player when she was little. Oh, I love it. I don't remember what brand I had, but I did have this little kids record player, and then I had this awesome Disney album, and it had, I think it was called Disco Duck? It was Donald Duck. I really loved that one too. I haven't thought about that in a long time. And it was all kind of parodies on like real disco songs, but done in like Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck. Yep, I loved it. Tabitha, you want to know something funny? So Tabitha says, it looks like you're almost out of your white embossing powder. She goes, I've never run out. It's almost like you do this for a living, which is funny. Tabitha is funny. I just ordered more this morning because I was getting everything out for my live, and I thought, oh my word. I've been just puttering along hoping I don't run out. Look, hope's not a good strategy. So we are going to get some more here very, very soon. Yes, I did. I ordered 2 jars of new white embossing powder. Okay, let's do the other part of this greeting. Oh my gosh, Carmen had that same one. I am kind of sad I don't have that one anymore. It was so funny. Brendan, when you were little, did Grandma still have the record player and those albums by any chance? I can't remember if she kept those or not for you guys to play with. We'll have to see what Brendan says. I should have used my powder tool on this again. Let's fix that a little bit. We also had all of like the Disney, basically it was like books on tape, but books on record. I did listen to a lot of things like Snow White, Bambi, can't remember what else. Disco Duck. Thank you, Jill. That's what it was. Oh, Robin knows too. Michelle says Alvin and the Chipmunk Christmas songs. Yes. Okay, Brendan, if you don't remember it, then she probably didn't. It is a bummer because those were really fun. Okay, so we've got one of our record centers done here, and I did use a powder tool, so I'm just going to buff that away. And I'm just going to take my record here, and we're going to glue it in place. Hi, Pam. Yes, and I also did really like Alvin and the Chipmunks Christmas. I love that so many of you had that. So many of us are around the same age, right? Okay, so we're just going to line this up right with the center. And I am going to put a magnet on this so that it lies nice and flat while we work on the other ones. And now I should have mentioned my red center is some Poppy cardstock, and now we're going to use a little Tutu cardstock, all from Spellbinders here. Let's just put the magnet on there real quick so I can get this where it's supposed to go. think that looks pretty even. All right. Leslie says she sees records at estate sales all of the time. I bet I could find my Disco Duck album, huh? Karen had Disco Duck and Alvin and the Chipmunks too. I love it. Oh my gosh, I just love seeing what you guys all had. That's so much fun. Okay. Oh, that's not very even. Well, how did I not get that lined up right? Hold on. I'm gonna have to re-die cut this. That's not good. Since this literally is the focal point of my card, I want this lined up. Talk amongst yourselves while I die cut another center, because I totally touched that with my embossing powder, so it'll be messed up. Snoopy Christmas. I love it. Christy, I have some story time records from childhood and hung them up with plate hangers. Oh, that's so cute. I love that idea, Christy. All right, I found my scrap of Tutu Cardstock. I was like, I don't really want to cut another one out or get out another sheet, a whole sheet of cardstock rather. Blast to the past, Disco Duck. Yes, I'm so glad you guys knew what I was talking about. Okay, just stick that there. That's the one that's wrong. Let's try this again. Diana says she had an older sister and used to listen to all the oldies. And now we know why I so often do my stamping before the live. It's because of this right here. And everything is sticking to me, of course. Real life. Christy says her first 45 was the Beatles, I Want to Hold Your Hand. I love it. Sandy says her mom liked the Beatles, so she bought those and didn't need to use her babysitting money. I love all of these fun stories. Okay. That was just a brief interruption. We're back. Donna was a Motown girl. She used to listen to everything from country and western to jazz. I love it. Hey, variety. I also love a wide variety, Donna. Oh, and Brendan is letting everybody know that his high school history teacher, which ironically was also my high school history teacher, loved the Beatles, which he did, and he had part of his collection hanging on his classroom wall. Yes. Super cool. I love that so many of you know what your first 45 was. It makes me think I should call my dad and ask if he knows what his first one was. I bet he does. I love that idea, Hero Arts. They said they think they might need another sentiment set with some of those classics. I think that would be really fun. So I think this is cute. Congrats on another trip around the turntable. How cute is that? So kind of a play on another trip around the sun, but another trip around the turntable. I thought that was a super cute sentiment. I'm glad that we persevered and got that. Aren't you guys? Okay, everybody is loving that Hero Arts is considering another sentiment stamp set. It's fun hearing what everybody likes listening to as well. Let's go ahead and glue this one down. Oh, I am just a mess today. Dropping things. Okay. We're just going to pop our little magnet on there as well. And I have my final little vinyl record label. This one is out of some teal topaz. And we're just going to get that lined up. See if I can use my magnet just a little bit to help hold that down. Should have kept my bigger piece of cardstock. Oh my gosh, Koi says she was able to see Paul McCartney in concert at Camden Yards in Baltimore. Awesome concert, played solo for almost 2 hours. Oh, I love that. Okay, Jill says the Supremes LP that I literally wore down. Yes, my dad had one of those too. I loved that one. Fun story, and I'm sure Brennan can agree about this. My parents still listen to those channels. If you ride in the car with them anywhere, they do not listen to anything current. And I always thought that was kind of funny, except now that I'm getting older and I find myself doing the same thing. But maybe not their generation of music, but my own. So, yeah. Okay. And this is Hope Your Day is Off the Charts, which again is such a cute sentiment. Now, any one of these would be great on its own, but I thought it would be cute to just kind of have a collection of records, as we're talking about collections of 45s. I thought it would be really cute to have this collection here, and we're going to do a little collection on our card. Also, fun fact, I had to order a new embossing ink pad because I think I've worn mine out. Karen says she doesn't listen to current music either. Karen, you got to get your playlist ready for when you're here in a few weeks. I always let Karen handle the music when we're together because she always has great playlists. In fact, Brendan, when were you in the car with me? It wasn't yesterday. It must have been the day before, was it? And I was listening to Fleetwood Mac on Spotify, and he was like, oh, you're in a Fleetwood Mac mood today. And I'm like, I sure am. Okay, so our records are all together. So let's grab our background and let's talk about how we're going to put this together. Now, we are going to waste a little bit of the records, but I promise it's going to be super cute. What we're going to do is we're going to kind of position these along this left side of our 5x7 background. You're worried about my embossing powder? Oh, that I'm going to run out, Pam? Yeah, me too. I think we're good. We're going to be good today. So what we're going to do is we're going to position our records kind of along this side here. And if some of it gets cut off, that's okay. I'm mostly going to try to get the black portion cut off and nothing else. So we're going to grab some big foam squares. And I'm going to kind of look at this and figure out where we want to put all of these. So I'm thinking, let's do this. Oh, that might have been wrong. We're going to start at the bottom. Oh yeah, it was Wednesday. I couldn't remember when we did that. Oh, Kathy. She said a spinner would be so cool on these. Just you wait. Great minds think alike. Just you wait. We are for sure going to be breaking out the spinner. All right, so the first one we're going to kind of position right here. And then we're going to go in with our pink one. And I am going to put some foam underneath quite a bit of this. It's going to kind of be underneath the other two records. Oh, Koi says her grandniece loved ABBA's Dancing Queen at 3 years old. It's too bad that we didn't have the easy way of recording that we do now. My parents love to tell everybody the story of when I was probably about 3, that I would get this little play mic that I'm sure Santa had brought me, and I would get up on the little brick hearth by the fireplace and I would sing. I'm sure it was great. But they think that that used to be a fun story that they would tell people. So yes, I love a little ABBA as well. Still do. Sometimes I'm in that ABBA mood. So glad I put a package of spinners on your most recent Spellbinders order. Yes, they are so good. You guys, I've had a love-hate relationship with spinners. I have just a love relationship now. They are really, really good. Okay, so they're all kind of, again, imagine that they've just been scattered out here on, kind of on the table, on the ground, whatever. I really did not get these in the best place. Well, maybe I'll fix that here in a minute. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. I wish I'd moved this one down just a tad. We're going to do that really quick. There we go. Much better. Okay, what I'm going to do first, I may have to add a little more foam under here, but I'm just going to take some scissors, and I really like a long pair of shears, and we're going to snip off. And yes, we're going to lose a little bit, but it's going to end up looking awesome. I did not do a very good job guessing where my foam squares went on this one. Oh well. Okay. Let's see. There we go. So when you flip it over, you get these great little peaks at all of our little records. Now, where this one overlaps, I'm going to put a little glue. And I'm also going to double check underneath this corner. I need a foam square to secure that. Leslie said this generation will never know what it was like to listen to the radio and hear your favorite song come on. Yes, I was thinking about that. It's been a few weeks ago when I saw something and I was like, I remember trying to push the button to record my favorite song. Okay, now off camera, because I'm using my records more as decorative elements, not necessarily my sentiment, I did go ahead and stamp and die cut a couple of the sentiments from our solid gold set. So Hope Your Day is solid gold. And we're going to position those right here. And we're going to use some foam to pop these up. And as cute as this is, I had this idea that if we added some florals to the design, it could be really fun. And no, would you really have flowers on top of your records? No, but just imagine that these are laying out, and I think the florals kind of help soften them a bit and add a fun touch. So this is where we're going to pull in some of that Petal Fresh set from Spellbinders. Any floral set is going to be great here. Grab your favorite florals and just kind of have fun. But we're going to layer them together. And I definitely went with all kind of bright colors and things. And we're going to kind of just layer them over the records a little bit. Look how cute that is. Isn't that adorable? So here are my little Petal Fresh flowers. You could add ink if you wanted to. The solid gold singers. I know I'm dating myself. Donna, we love it. We're here for it. Sandy loves the solid gold. It's card making down memory lane today. It is, Christy. So I'm going to take my bigger pieces. Anytime I build out a floral arrangement, and in this case, I kind of want those longer drapey pieces. But what we're going to do is we're going to start there, and then we're going to put our bigger florals in, and then just kind of build out. I like the little addition of the florals here. I think they add a really cute touch. It's going to work for all kinds of different seasons. You're going to see that here in a couple of the other cards we make today. So let me just put together some of these flowers really fast. And Spellbinders always has such a good assortment of flowers, so you definitely can check out what you maybe already have. Lots of other ones out there too. But I grabbed some of my favorite like lavenders, purples, orchid colors, all of that good stuff. You're going to have a song stuck in your head. Yes, that does happen sometimes. I've joked about what was stuck in my head, but I don't dare even say it because I'm afraid it'll happen again. Every time, and it's not even like a bad song. I like it, but it does frustrate me when they get stuck in my head. I love seeing what everybody's memories is. Cheryl said, I was working on a card the other day and it needed something and I thought Nicole would add florals. Would that work? It works for everything. And I promise you it is going to work for everything. I'm going to show you here the Christmas version of this in just a minute. I'm really excited about that. So we're just going to finish building out some of these. While I was pulling all these purples, I was thinking of my friend Pam. She's here in the chat. Purple is her favorite color. Christy, it's yours too, right? These purples from Spellbinders are my favorite. I am using Orchid, Mulberry, and Lilac, I think. I think that's the right colors. Brennan, you will have to pop them in the chat for me. I'm pretty sure. They have some of the best purples. Okay. Don't even with that baby shark. No, no, no. Hero Arts needs to make some die cuts of music notes for embellishments. Oh my gosh, that would be really cute. Yes, I like that idea a lot. Oh, is the song stuck in your head, Baby Shark? It is not. Brendan, you might get ejected. You remember who pays. Who pays you? Oh. I should be okay if I say it. I told Pam this weekend, I don't know how we got on the subject of that. So for some reason, this happened a couple of years ago, but like the whole Alabama's Greatest Hits got stuck in my head. And I would wake up in the night singing it. I would think about it during the day. It took I tried to listen to it multiple times, could not get it out of my head. And I was telling my dad this, and he goes, it could be worse. And I was like, you know, Dad, you're right. At least it was something I liked. I don't know. What is Cleo? Maybe it must not, Barbara, since I don't even know what it is. Unless that's an abbreviation for something. And I still don't know what it is, so I probably don't know. Or didn't listen to it. Okay. So we've got our little florals here. That's pretty good. I don't know that I got that together the best. Hopefully we can hide it. Oh, good. Lots of purple lovers here. Anne says she has music notes. I love that. Okay. So what we're going to do is we are going to layer in here, kind of draping our florals, if you will. Let me double check where I wanted these to go. I think we're going to kind of drape the purple down here. Yes. Oh, you have to remove Alabama from your playlist? You don't. I still listen to it all the time. It's not stuck in my head like it was. It was such a random thing. And I'm sure I had seen something or heard something and it just got stuck in my head. Luckily, I'm not there. Exactly, Jill. That's exactly what got stuck in my head. And right now, as I'm talking about it, that is playing in my head. So crazy how that happens, isn't it? Oh, Clio radio station had an active... No. So apparently, Barbara, I did not know about that. Huh. Interesting. I have learned something new today. I love that. Look how cute these flowers are. Aren't they fun? I just think they add such a nice little touch to this, to the card, to any of the cards. I'm using them flowers all day today. I shouldn't have told you guys. Now we're getting all the lyrics in the chat. I'm kidding. It's totally fine. Whoops. Let's put in our big flowers first. Yes. So I think flowers are always a great idea. They always add just a great little look here. Oh, good. I'm so glad you guys like this embossing folder. And there are probably plenty of other embossing folders too. Check your stash. See what you maybe have on hand that you can use. But it adds a nice, subtle, soft touch, which I love. You don't have to add a whole lot of extra in. Look how cute this little arrangement is. Oh my gosh. Okay, what did Heather say? I missed it. I got to go back. Oh my gosh, I love all these memories. Okay, now we also are going to take a few opal gems and scatter those around because we always need a little sparkle. The only thing I'm not going to do here on camera today is put this on a card base, but I will be doing this later. And you're going to want to make a 5x7 card base, or if you have some pre-made ones, you're just going to want to pop that on there. One little tip, and I say this because as someone who forgets to do it a lot, I actually learned this from Josie at Spellbinders. Trim down, if you have a pre-made card base, trim it down a little bit, or if you're making it just a scant size smaller, especially if you have trimmed your panel, if it's A2 or 5x7, to fit that card base. Especially when you're using an embossing folder, it might shrink it a little bit. So if your card base is just a scant size smaller, you won't end up with that white border around your card. And I forget to do it all the time. That's why I mention it here. Hopefully I will remember when I go to make my card bases. But I love that tip because I find that my backgrounds must shrink just a tiny little bit. Okay, so here is Hope Your Day is Solid Gold. Such a fun way to use this vintage vinyl set. Absolutely love it. Now, I forgot one of my flowers. Hold, please. I completely forgot this was over here hanging out in my tweezers. We're going to tuck it in here underneath. Perfect. Okay, now we're done. So here is our beautiful little birthday card. So I mentioned this was completely inspired when I was playing with these products prior to the live, like trying to come up with my cards today. I dipped into the Christmas cards first. Those are the products that were already out, and I thought, what can I do? And I did use a brand new set. So here is the Christmas version of this, also with the solid gold, but I used those wonderful new dies from Spellbinders for this. Where did I put them? So for this one, the background is, of course, our 3D embossing folder of the month, which is the Great Festive Greetings. Then our florals is this new set called the Festive Floral Mix. I did put some grit paste on here to flock this. And I went back to our Home for the Holidays greeting set that I used in Tuesday's Live. This is a new greeting set, but I had all those leftover sentiment strips. So instead of using some of the other sentiments from that solid gold set, I did use a new sentiment on this. I pieced together so it says have a solid gold Christmas. And I thought that was a really fun way to use this same idea, but also incorporate one of those new greetings. So just wanted to share that as an optional idea for you guys. Again, lots of mixing and matching using supplies from my stash. Same idea. Imagine doing this in lots of different colors. You could also, if you have some birthday balloons, I think balloons would be cute. There's a lot of different ways you can do this. Remove the flowers, change up the color combination. Great guy cards, especially for the music lovers out there. Lots and lots of great ways to make something very, very similar. Oh, I'm so glad you guys love that. All people should own the grit paste for snow. You sure should. It's so good. It's my favorite. Okay, so we're going to move that out of the way, and we'll revisit this set here in just a minute, but we are going to work on this set here, Drop the Needle, and we're going to do an A2 card. This especially works good for A2 because it needs to kind of butt up against 3 sides, so I do like it on A2 a lot. And we are going to do another floral for this. I have assembled a lot of these, and I did use the same embossing folder for the background here. So same idea. We have our embossing folder background, but it's A2 size this time. You can never go wrong with a background script. That is my philosophy exactly. You wait till our third card today. So you can see our large Drop the Needle record is going to it really almost completely fills the background. In fact, here's my cards from class, and it did. But I thought I want to do something different. I want to do the birthday greetings for this. So what we're going to do first is I do want to add a little bit of texture. So I'm going to use that coordinating stencil. And I actually used a spray on these. You can see it's a little shimmery. I thought today we would maybe just pounce on a little white pigment ink or maybe a little splatter. I think we're going to do both. Drop the Needle is your fave. You made your dad's Christmas card with it last year. Oh my gosh, I love that. So I'm just going to pounce on a little bit of white. Maybe not completely cover it with white. We'll see. Oh, maybe I am. We'll see if I like this. I didn't test this one out ahead of time, but I think we'll like it. I think it adds a great amount of interest. Okay, so just a little white pigment ink pounced on. The turquoise and black is a nice retro color. That I definitely was going for that. And then we are going to use a little sparkle, and I'm going to leave my stencil in place. so that it only is in those lighter areas. It's one of my favorite ways to use this. There we go. Just grunge up our record just a little bit. Oh, that's kind of fun. Okay. So next, what we're going to do, and the white is going to lighten as it dries a little bit too, is we are going to do our stamping again on our label. Now this time, I did die cut both parts of my label from some poppy and some chiffon. How do you keep your white ink pad so juicy? You know what, Donna? I actually go through quite a few of these because I use a lot of white pigment ink, and I feel like these, no, that's my clear. I like both the Simon Says Stamp White and I like the Unicorn White from Hero Arts. I can usually get about a year or two's worth out of them, and then I generally replace them. And that is just my personal preference, so that I always have a really juicy ink pad because I use it so much, whether it's stamping backgrounds or using it for inking techniques, or, you know, wiping it on raised embossed areas, whatever the case may be. To me, I would just always rather have a nice juicy ink pad, so I generally invest in, I always have a backup and a spare. I accidentally rubbed one of my ink pads across some inking one time, changed my whole white pigment ink pad. This happened like within the last month, to blue, and ruined it, and that was a fairly new ink pad. So I just always try to have one on hand so that I always have a juicy one. So this card is going to be, it's going to look a little bit more like a record where it tells you kind of the names of the songs or whatever, which I think is cute. This is the holiday version. We're doing the birthday version now. Oh, thank you, Susie. Madge says she just listened to 70s music in the car with her great-grand teenagers. They didn't protest, actually listened along. Must mean they approved. No groans or eye rolls. That's amazing. I love that. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing basically here on the Poppy cardstock, where we're going to stamp You Rock and emboss with white. Now on the chiffon part, we're actually going to just stamp in a red ink on that light pink. It's kind of similar to what I did for the Stamp Along cards. But again, we're not doing Christmas this time. And you could definitely use any sentiments you want here. Oops, tapped off that a little too much. And did I not get it stamped well? And I already took my stamp off because apparently this is the first time I've ever stamped. I know better. Oh, there we go. That's okay. I'm brand new. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just kidding. Oh, I knocked it off again. Shoot! Hold, please. I really need that new clear embossing ink pad. I thought I had a backup of that, and I don't. Oh, I like that too, J Medstitch. I love this font. It's just, and the fonts in these stamp sets, there's such a nice variety. They are so cute. Okay, so we have that part. Let's stamp the rest of this. I love the little two-tone label. And for this, we're just going to figure out where we want that to go. And then you're going to want to grab a red ink for this. I don't think I got one out, but any favorite red ink will work here. Christy, thank you so much. She says, you rock. Christy, thank you for the super chat. Okay, and we're just going to stamp. There we go. Now playing. And what I love about the greeting here, now playing good vibes, 0 skips, all your favorite hits. How cute is that? These sentiments, you guys, are just amazing. So good. Okay, so now we are going to go ahead and pop our little contrast label on this half. Look how cute that is. And I am going to glue this piece directly to the background. We're going to pop up the arm for our record player and stuff, but I think we're just going to glue this directly on here. We have a little less real estate to play with on this one. But we're still going to manage to get in our flowers and all the cute things. And we want to make sure we line up that straight line up here. So here's our little record. So next, we are going to grab our little arm, and I die cut this from some poppy and some tutu. And we're just going to glue the little layering piece on first. And we will trim off a little bit of the excess arm for our record player here. And then one of the things I really, really like about this Drop the Needle set is there's the little dial. So it looks like the little turntable. Isn't that cute? So let's go ahead and glue this one on as well. Oh, Leslie said she's so glad she did this last year. Isn't it nice that they have these add-ons? It really is so cute. And there's so many ways to use this set. So for our little dial, we're going to just put a foam square back here. And that's going to kind of go down here in this open area. And you can see I did this in landscape. I did it in portrait last year for these cards. So it's going to work either way you want to do it. Then we're going to flip over our arm. And we're going to piece here some thin foam strips so we can pop that up. And the arm of our record player in this case, I think is going to be a great spot to place some of our florals. We're going to kind of position them right along there. Madge says she knows several young people in their 30s who love 70s music. I really do think it's kind of popular again. So let's see. Let's do it about like that, I think. Actually, hold please. Because I loved this little greeting. Hope your birthday hits all the high notes. I thought that was cute. And we're going to incorporate that kind of into our little floral area too. I'm just going to leave that hanging off there. Your stenciling really looks like how the light hits a moving record. I was hoping so, so thank you. I think it adds a nice little bit of interest, especially when you're using something big like this. If you can find fun little ways, I'm not going to pull that off yet. If you can find fun little ways to add some interest to it, I always love that. Okay, I'm using that same Petal Fresh set. And what we're going to do is I'm going to kind of, again, I've assembled these already. We're going to lay them out a little bit. See what we like. But I think this could be really cute too. And again, I just like how it adds to the overall finished look of our card. Totally one of those things that's just extra. Leslie says it adds movement. Yes, thank you. That's the right phrase for that. So we're just going to pop our additional little greeting there. Let's make sure it's straight though. And we're going to grab our little flowers. Flower power, that's right. And I'm just going to kind of tuck these in and around. This one, we're going to grab a little foam square. I always kind of like to have a center focal point flower, and that's going to be this little white flower here. I'm just going to pop that up. Are you guys getting excited to see the spinner? That's next. And it's so much fun. And we'll just tuck in a couple of these additional little flowers here. There we go. Just building our little floral arrangement. Okay, who's had a chance to play with the new spinners from Spellbinders? And if you have, tell us what you've used them for. I would love to hear. Let's see, let's do this first. Actually, yeah, I am going to do that. There we go. And I really like this little florally branch. It's one of my favorites. This is the best. This is my gardening right here, since I have a tendency to kill all real plants, unfortunately. And there they are. Of course, we want to add a couple of little gems. I always want to add a little bit of additional sparkle. Just received them. Yay! I'm thinking we're going to see a lot of really great spinner cards because they are very good. I'm really, really loving them. I'm a little, I shouldn't say I'm surprised at how much I love them, but I was kind of like, oh, okay, cool. And now I'm like, oh, what else can I make a spinner out of? They are really, really good. Let's do one more little one here. Let's just do it out like that. And we're going to flip that over, snip away that excess. And we have another super cute little birthday card. So we've got 2 birthday cards now showcasing these new sentiments from the Vintage Vinyl collection. Really cute and fun. So I love the birthday cards. That is great. But there's also some other really good sentiments in the solid gold and the Vintage Vinyl sets. So just a little reminder. Where's my other one? Where did I put it? Here it is. There's thank you. There is, and then there's some really good wedding ones. And I thought, well, we're in the summer season. It is wedding season. Let's do a wedding card. So let me pull this in here really quick. Let's get rid of all of our little florals and things. I thought that we could have some fun with the wedding sentiments from this. What I did first, this is going to be another 5x7 card design. I took some windy cardstock from Spellbinders, and I used that favorite script bold print from Hero Arts. I did have to kind of piece it together. You can kind of see it a little bit here. It's more of a background element, so I don't care. I used white pigment ink. I stamped that on there so that we have this really pretty soft background. And what we're going to do is we're going to make a record over here that spins. And then for our sentiment, and of course, a wedding card's a great card for florals. We've got some more for this one, but I want it to be, it's fun. It's a fun wedding card, but I want it to still kind of have a little bit of that elegant look. I do have my main sentiment, so Going to the Chapel of Love, I thought was so cute. And yes, totally in my head. But we're going to stamp our label first. And I am going to use a little bit of, we're going to do black ink. I thought I'd do white, but I think the black is going to show up better. Oh, I'm so glad you guys are loving it. So let's make that, I'm excited to get to the spinner part of this, but we're going to stamp our little label first. And for the label, I've got the Happily Ever After first. So we're just going to do this in sections. So let's just stamp the first part of this. And I think, like I said, the black ink is going to show up a lot better on here. So we've got our little Happily Ever After. I love this font so much. I think it's a really good font. Great for wedding cards. And really, this Happily Ever After could be used for any kind of card. So that's the first thing. And then Sing, Dance, and Be Married, I thought was really funny. Really cute. So that's going to go down here. Let's see if I got that lined up the way I want it. I hope. Oh, how fun. Let's see. Maria says she's a little behind because she went back to the beginning, but one of her first 45s was Donnie and Marie Osmond. I love that. Okay. So we're going to glue this now to our record first. Can't wait to see it spin. Yes, it's so much fun. And we're just going to glue this down first. Let's make sure it's lined up. Okay, let's talk about the spinners. They come in a couple of sizes plus a multi-pack. I'm using the bigger of the two sizes today, but I'm going to show you the two sizes here first. So we have the large and the small, and then there's the combo pack. So I took one out of the combo pack to use. And they're this great gold color, which is perfect. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the bigger side to go next to my record, and I'm going to use this smaller side to go on my card. And just to help it spin a little bit better, I'm going to put a foam square on the back, or on that small section. I'm going to flip it over, and on the back of this here, you could have done another foam square if you wanted to, but I don't want the foam to show through this little center hole, but I don't mind if the gold shows through. So I'm going to put glue around that opening, and we're just going to glue that down in place. So you can kind of see it there. And it will stay. I did another one. I should have glued my label onto the one I already did off camera, but I didn't. So there's that. Let's press that down really good. Okay. So let's grab our background. I'm going to let that glue dry for just a second. Oh, fun. Anne says, for the wedding, didn't allow clinking of glasses. We made them sing a line from a song with the word love in it. Bridesmaids sang Going to the Chapel of Love. I love that. So I'm going to, let's just figure out where, let's let that one sit here. I'm going to use this one for spacing. I'm going to glue these directly to the background instead of popping up with foam. And we're going to start with this part first. And I think I like it right about there. That looks pretty good. I know I usually use foam, but I think in this case, this is going to work so much better. Let's see. Lisa says, my father owned a record store with a ticket torn, so I went to all the concerts in the 70s and had so many albums. Oh, that's fun. And we're going to just kind of put that a little bit above so that hopefully it reads correctly, like that. Now I have a bunch of florals here, and I decided to do all alabaster with beeswax centers, and then this is some, I think this is the lemongrass or avocado from Concord and Ninth. And that's just, I wanted something a little less bright, so I went with something else for this. And I'm going to grab a couple of little leaves here and a flower. We're just letting that glue dry for the spinner for a minute. I thought we would have less interruptions with singing. That's funny. Okay, so, oh, I forgot my little center. I loved this little bit here. I tried to keep my color palette a little more elegant for this. It could be for a birthday card too. Change up your greetings if you want to. I just really wanted to show this used in another way, and I thought that was really kind of fun. So, yeah, everybody's going to be singing this now. We're going to just tuck our little flower, one of our little flowers here. And I'm just going to put a couple of little leaves. There we go. See, the flowers are working for everything today. I just love the little added look they add. And we're going to do this one. There we go. Oh, I don't like that. Let's have it go, there we go. A little bit more like that. Okay, hold please while I finagle these little leaves the way I want them to go. There we go. They are not being cooperative. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to, I kept this pretty simple. We're going to put our flowers on the record on this one as well, but it's going to be positioned right here. Look how cute. Look at how good that spins, you guys. Is that not the most fun? I can't stop. The easiest spinners ever. And I feel like these spinners were made for this vintage vinyl collection. Lynn says everything looks better with flowers. Yes. So I do have a few additional little florals here that we're going to add. Isn't it, I need the spinners. They really spin smoothly. They spin better than any other spinners I've ever had. I am super impressed. They look amazing. They work good. And they're easy. Is there anything better than an easy interactive element? And I feel like spinners were made for this just for this vintage vinyl collection. I know they're not. We're going to find uses for the spinners for all of the things. All of everything, I have a feeling. So what we're going to do, we're going to add a few additional little florals here. I mean, how easy is that too? Went together super speedy quick. And we're going to kind of build our little flowers underneath, I think. Again, very simple color palette. I kept this one really simple. I did trim my background, so it's about 1/4 of an inch smaller. When we put it on a 5x7 card base, it will have a white border all the way around if you put it on a white card base, which I'm going to. And I think that'll tie in nicely to the whites and things of our card. Does Hero Art sell the spinners as well? I am not sure. Hero Arts, let's see if they know the answer to that, because I think I hope I'm not mistaken. We still can't order Spellbinders and Hero Arts in the same shopping cart. Is that correct? I don't want to misspeak. So we're going to pop that there. See, we're still spinning. Oh, Leslie, I'm so glad. Yeah, Spellbinders. Now, I did look before the live, and Spellbinders, they were sold out. So I checked. I have not checked Simon Says Stamp, but scrapbook.com had them in stock, you guys. So definitely check there if you are wanting these spinners. I think they are fabulous. And Spellbinders will get them back, but I don't want you to go over there and be like, oh, Nicole said that they were here. They are sold out there, so I will see if I can't find out when they might be restocked, but at Spellbinders. But I did notice that scrapbook.com had them in stock if you're looking for them. Okay, the spinners are not on the Hero Arts site, so thank you so much. So grab those at your favorite retailer. See who might have them in stock. Let's see, I saw something. Oh, Simon Hurley's clear foam tape would work great for adhering spinner to vinyl. Okay. I didn't even know that was a thing. I'm going to have to go look into that. Great, good to know. Okay, have I missed anybody's questions as I'm finishing up this card? Drop them in the chat. Got a pack of spinners last week, Lynn says. Oh, I'm so glad you love this. Thank you. Hopefully this gives you some fun inspiration, not only for the original set, but for the add-on. And as always, check what you have in your stash. You probably have some script background stamps. You probably have some embossing folders you like to use, or flower dies. We all have lots of flower dies. See what you have in your stash, what you can make work with these great vintage vinyl products. We all have all kinds of goodies. It's fun to mix and match. I always want to encourage you to shop your stash, see what you can use from that. Oh, that's going to look good. I'm excited for this. I'm really loving the little florals here. And I think to balance it, we definitely need to add one up here at least. I'll do that here in a minute. Just checked, it's all about the scrapbook and they have spinners. Oh, good, Sandy. Thank you. They are new this month from Spellbinders, so definitely be checking your favorite stores and retailers. I thought I had another flower. Where do you suppose I put it? Oh, there it is. Except where's the flower center? Did I lose that too? Hold, please. That's probably under something. We're going to use this. No, we're not. Let me die cut another one real quick. Put a penny on the needle to balance. Yes. I think if we put, I kind of thought I should counterbalance it with a little floral there, and it'll look good. So I lost my flower center. I'm going to find it. What is the cardstock weight of the black records? I believe it's 100 pounds. Lynn. It's next to your cardstock on the left. It's not this one. That one goes to a different one. It probably is. The thing is I lose all these little pieces all the time. You guys know this if you watch me. I go live and then I make a giant mess, and sometimes the pieces show up and sometimes they don't. Which is fine. We'll make the best of it. Just loving the spin. I knew you guys would love this spin. It's really addictive. It's so much fun. There we go. Look at how much better that balances out now. Isn't that cute? And you could always add additional florals and things if you wanted to. I don't know that I want to. I think we're going to keep it kind of like this. We could probably add a couple more little flowers if I wanted. You could also add some sparkle if you want to this. I'm going to add, we're going to go in now and add a couple of these opal gems to finish it off. And it still spins great even with a few little embellishments on it. So, who already had any of the vintage vinyl collection, or did you have it ordered? Do you have it yet? What are you going to make first if you're getting it? Let us know. Your 15-year-old son loves the spin. Yes. I can believe that. That's awesome. Interactive all the way, right? Bet boys really like the interactive elements, I'm guessing. I think, Brendan, you like when I do the interactive cards too, don't you? Oh, sometimes these little teeny tiny pieces are so tricky. All these little gems. There we go. I just can't stop spinning it. Okay, let me grab a card base for this. Love this wedding card. Seems, Sarah says, very unique but fun and still elegant. That was my goal, so I'm so glad. Thank you, Sarah. Okay, so for most of these, the card front is the same size as the card. This one is the only one that I trimmed my panel a little smaller. So I am going to go ahead and make my card panel so that we can see it framed up. And I'm going to take my cardstock and we're going to trim it to 7 by 10. And I love my Spellbinders paper trimmer for this because we have our great score blade on here. We can cut and score. Oh, Silly Jilly says her son sells records on eBay. How fun. Okay. And to me, putting it on a card base kind of helps just frame it all up. I think I might add a couple more little flowers here, but I love it. Let's glue that down. And then we'll take a look at all of the cards today. Let me know if you have any questions at all. Definitely drop your questions in the chat. And if you're watching this on the replay, drop your questions down there too. And Hero Arts will get back to you, or I will get back to you if it's my channel. Look, I can't stop spinning it. That's a me. Okay, so we also made this birthday card here, and we made this 5x7 birthday card here with multiple records. And then, of course, I have this bonus Christmas version, same look as this one here, but in Christmas. Okay, perfect. Would this take extra postage with the spinner? Heather, that's a great question. I would for sure. For me, if you are not hand delivering this at an actual wedding and you're sending a card, I would send this in a bubble mailer. Just to protect the mechanism. I think it's worth the little bit of extra postage just to not have it break or get smashed. So for me, I would send this in a bubble mailer. Otherwise, you know, a wedding card could be hand delivered if you're actually going to the wedding. But any kind of spinning mechanism, anything that sticks up really high, definitely add extra postage if you're worried about it. But for me, I think I would, because here, let me see if I can get you a side view. See how high that sticks up? I would definitely bubble mailer or something protected. And yes, it will take extra postage. Oh, thank you, Donna. That's so sweet of you. Just ordered the bundle, Kathy said. I'm so excited for you, Kathy. I hope you have the best time creating all of the cards with the vintage vinyl collection. Catherine wants to recreate all of these cards. Catherine, I hope to see them soon. I hope you get them all made. Oh, that's so fun. Rocking around the Christmas tree, Monica said yes. Karen says, love all these. She thinks the Christmas one is her favorite and needs to add that paste to your list. You sure do. It's so fun. Okay, friends, thank you so much for joining me for our Friday Live today with Hero Arts. Again, thank you to Hero Arts for being here, for answering you guys' questions, and I will see you guys all in the next video. I will be live on Tuesday evening of next week and Friday afternoon. Hero Arts does want to remind you to shop the Vintage Vinyl Collection. They have the link there in the chat for you. Check it out, grab your favorites, and I hope to see lots of vintage vinyl cards soon. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody. Bye.